My name is Angela Semee Kim, and I'm a professor at the UIL department, the School of Law. And I am currently teaching in the UIL department the different courses such as U.S. Constitutional Law, U.S. Torts, Legal Research and Writing, Advanced International Law Seminar, and Legal Argumentation. And I'm also a graduate of Handong Global University and the UIL department, so it's my greatest pleasure to introduce UIL to you today. So UIL is abbreviated for U.S. and International Law, and is part of the School of Law, which is one of the 15 departments at Handong Global University. In the School of Law, we have both Korean law and UIL. With the Korean law, the professors teach the Korean legal system, including the Korean constitutional law, Korean civil system. In the U.S. and International Law department, we teach both U.S. law and international law. And so U.S. International Law is a two-track course in one, you can say. Students get exposed to U.S. substantive courses, which will include, as I mentioned, such as U.S. constitutional law, U.S. torts, property, and so forth. International law courses include human rights, children's rights, and North Korean human rights, intellectual property, international social and labor law. And so students get exposed not just to U.S. law, but also international law as well. And then in the U.S. And international law departments, students get exposed to many opportunities. We have students getting exposed, having the opportunity to go out and participate in international moot competitions. Most recently, the students went out to a moot competition titled the Jessup International Law Moot Competition, which is actually a very well-known international law competition that happens worldwide. Thankfully, our students have gone out to the competition and placed second place in the regional rounds. Not only moot competitions such as international humanitarian law, world international trade law, but students also get opportunities to engage in different research projects. So if you're interested in researching different legal issues, not just in Korea, but overseas, we have a student group called Lawyers Without Borders. And there they conduct research in specific topics of their interest. And last semester, the students have worked on a project with Thailand students, and there they got to do research projects related to the legalization of marijuana in Thailand. So students get exposed to many different opportunities in UIL, and right now we are actually growing as a community to really just be there for each other and support each other. Moreover, the professors who are teaching at UIL, we have 4 faculty professors, and all of us are licensed to practice in the U.S., and we are all experts in different fields. We have intellectual property law expert. We have a professor specializing in labor law, a professor specializing in human rights, and then I, who is majoring or studying and researching in the field of international law. Last but not least, those who graduate UIL, you may be curious about the next step after UIL. And most students take the path of going to law school, whether it is in the US or in Korea. A handful of students actually go to the graduate school here. We have a law school at Handong called the Handong International Law School, where students it's like the 3-year law school program like in the US. But the students get to learn from professors who are really trying to follow the calling of God. And so they get trained as Christian lawyers, and moreover, you get trained and get qualified to be able to sit for the bar exam in the US. And so it's not just for law school. Students who study in the UIL get to grow and develop a legal mind, and that will help them in whatever field that they work in. And so UIL is a place where there's many opportunities, a lot of classes and courses of various sorts. As I introduced in the beginning, I'm actually a graduate from Handong. I was actually born and raised in the United States in Maryland, and in college I came to Handong. And so for me, I'm one of the students who benefited from the not being able to choose a major until the second year. For me, when I first joined Handong or entered into Handong, I was thinking of life science, but I happened to take Survey of American Law, which is an introduction to US law course for the UIL students. And there I got exposed to law. And I realized that law is more than debates, more than arguments, more than litigation. It's actually beyond that. I learned that law is there to help people and help the society, and it can help change the society. And so as I was thinking about my majors during my first year, which Handong provides for you to do, I was able to try out different law courses and get interested in that, and then begin the path of studying law from that. As I was studying UIL, who knew? God knew where I was going to go with law. I was very interested in human rights, especially North Korean human rights. And because of that passion, me wanting to help those who are having their rights violated with the law, I wanted to pursue my studies in law. And so after UIL, I went back to the United States to pursue my law studies at George Washington University Law School. After that, as always, I've always pondered about what is my next step, and God has led me, after I took the bar in the Washington, D.C., to go to Hong Kong to pursue my PhD in laws. There, I actually took what I learned from Handong in the UIL department, learning international law, and integrated my studies in international law and Korean unification. And therefore, my area of expertise right now is studying Korean unification issues in the international legal perspective. Moreover, when I joined Handong as a faculty, as a professor, God has told me one thing, was to feed His sheep. And with the students here, God has led me to and told me to really feed His sheep. And so my education philosophy, I will say, is to just make students have fun learning, and also to see law as approachable. And so I do my best. I know the substance and the things that are taught in class is difficult, but I try and aim to have the students enjoy learning, and also try to make law more approachable. Lastly, as I mentioned, my motto, as God told me, is to feed His sheep. My motto is to give everything to the students and the community with love, with knowledge, and to the point when God tells me, to give. So yes, that is my education philosophy. Handong, I never knew I would come to Handong as an undergraduate, and never thought I would be coming back as a professor. But Handong is a community where it's filled with love, and a community where people are very enthusiastic and passionate about their majors. And students not just want to learn, but they also want to use that majors to help others. And I could really see that in the students, and that is why I love Handong, because it is a community. And just as Handong's motto is, why not change the world? And we learn to give to others. Like I said, I think students really try to live out those motto, and they really have a vision to help others around them. And I see that also just within the one community, our UIL community, where we really try to help each other, and really when we have class discussions, we try to encourage each other and not have no one left behind. And so, as I mentioned, my motto, to give all that I have, is what I learned in Handong, and so that is why I chose Handong, and maybe why God led me back to Handong.